because we are hosting an AI business summit virtually, so everybody can attend, and it's going to be at the end of May, the 24th and 25th of May, and you can learn more and sign up at amazingathome.com/AI. During this AI summit, we're going to spend 2 days together with all different experts, and we're going to learn everything we can learn about utilizing AI in our businesses. This could be an e-commerce business, it could be a service-based business, any kind of business. There's so many different things, even if you're starting a new business, which Marcel and I were just talking about before we hit the record button. Even if you're starting a new business, AI is a really great tool. There's so many different tools to use to get involved. So I have my friend Marcel here from IntelliRank, and Marcel's going to be speaking on one of our panels during the summit. And I'm very excited to have him here today. And we're just going to nerd out a little bit about AI. But before we do, Marcel, will you tell everybody a little bit about you and how you got into AI?
Yeah, Amy, first of all, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here, and I hope I will, bring my value to this summit. I'm sure I have some things to put on the table. But a little bit about myself. I've been in the IT world ever since I remember, since 1996, when everyone was on modem and everything was going like that, and I was slowly getting into Linux. For all the geeks out there, Linux is like this. Back in those days, whenever we were upgrading the Linux kernel, we were staying overnight so we don't get into production, and it was that much time needed for the kernel to be upgraded that it was like 12 or 14 hours of actual staying there and watching all the lines go up. So I'm from that period. I'm into that kind of things. Right now it's a simple yum upgrade or update, and it's simple with Linuxes, but yeah, the whole idea is that I love technology. I'm a tech savvy person, and I like to get a grip of everything that's new out there, especially the AI that's coming into our world. And I find it incredible on how it's easing up all those tasks that for me they were hard. I'm not a creator of content, for example. Myself, I don't like to go and get the content written there in a nice way. So one benefit of it for myself, I find in everything that being written in a nice manner, the way I want it to be seen, the way I want it to be presented in front of the people, and done so in a matter of seconds. So it's incredible.
I'm loving it for content too. Even though I am a writer and I love to write and I love to create content, I feel that this tool is giving me an even better way to present myself. And of course, I'm starting to get to the point where I can see how certain people are using, for example, ChatGPT, which is very popular, but they're utilizing that to write their content for them, write their responses on social media. And I know, because I'll see somebody in a group and I'm like, that guy was not making posts like that. Like, that sounds like ChatGPT. So I still do like to change up the content a little bit and make it my own. But what's so cool, a tip for everybody, if you want to use AI for your responses, like for example, if you're going to use ChatGPT, you can actually tell ChatGPT how to write your response. So you can say, write it in my style of language, and you can give it some context for that. You can say, I wrote this, write a response that sounds like me. And you can speak to it as in normal human language because it's a language learning model. So I found that to be really, really helpful. Sometimes ChatGPT will give me back this super professional, sounds like a professor wrote it. It's way too I don't know, it's not me. So then I'll say, can you make it sound a little bit more friendly and not so, I don't know, right? So
exactly.
I'm loving that. Are you using any kind of interesting prompts to change up your content, to write it in a better way that sounds more like you?
Yeah, definitely. Exactly. So what you said is perfectly correct. ChatGPT needs to understand who you are in order to provide and talk like you do. So I try to feed ChatGPT with some information about how I would put things, and from there to try to make it in a nicer way, but of course to get all the information from the entire internet out there, because as we all know, ChatGPT is here and it's ingested everything or a lot of information until September 2021. So that's a lot of information out there that he has in his little big brain. But
I call him a him
yeah.
too, so.
It's a matter for me. It's the English is the second language. Please excuse me if I do something nasty and I say something nasty. Sorry, but yeah, it's a him. It's a he. It's a yeah. So yeah,
Translation too. Have you been using AI for translation at all?
actually, I have been using AI in my own language. So ChatGPT is actually able to translate and talk in Romanian with me. So apart from English, he can actually do that in your own language. That's incredible, because all you have to do is just interrogate and write the sentences in your own language and see what it comes up with.
I
Yeah,
love it. That's so
yeah.
powerful, especially, we have so many entrepreneurs in our network where English is not their first language, and that's okay. Takes all kinds of people to make the world go round. So I love that these tools are smart enough where they can communicate with us in our language, and speak back to us, and then even translate into another language. So
Yeah.
I saw some use cases for AI the other day, to help with translation. So they recommend that you still check them, right? You still have an actual translator check them, but a lot of the stuff for your business can be done through utilizing AI and these automated tools. And then you can just have someone else finalize them and check them, which obviously is going to cost your business a lot less money than hiring somebody from the start to manually do it. It's a lot easier for them to look at it and go, this one word just needs a little nudging, right? Needs a little change there, and then you get it up and going. So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I love it. Well, I would love to
Yeah.
know, what other tools are you utilizing besides ChatGPT in AI in your businesses and your life?
I'm playing myself with Midjourney. That's something I believe everyone is doing. But yeah, we're going into the images, and I believe it's a next step in everything, especially with ChatGPT-4, with GPT-4, this algorithm that now is identifying objects in the image, and it's by seeing everything related to the image and understanding it. So that's a bit spooky, so to speak. So yeah, we're looking at a huge change in let's say, in the internet era, because everything will change the way we know it. But as you said, Amy, and you've nailed it very, very well. Right now, the output of ChatGPT and any tool out there is related to, let's say, it needs polishing. It still needs to be adjusted, to be verified, to make sure that everything is according to what you're trying to send out to the people. But I'm curious, like, everything is very fast forward. Maybe next year we'll be having a totally different conversation. I'm sure everything will be just like whoop, and there you go. You have everything written by Amy in Amy's way, and no modification or whatsoever is needed, because the chatbot will understand how Amy is feeling this day of the month. So if Amy, let's say, is very happy today, the chatbot will definitely say it that way. So a matter of understanding us as humans, let's say, up to next level, that would be the evolution of things. In terms of other software, there are a lot of tools out there. They're constantly adding more and more tools, which is revolutionizing the entire internet. So there are a lot of platforms. Maybe we can mention some of them in writing after this call. Playing with them is a good way forward. I want to touch base, and I will be touching base on the summit as well, on the ethical concerns behind everything and keeping things safe, and how to think about this, because there's also a dark side of things, and we should be aware of that and try to foresee, or try to try to be aware of it, and try to keep it safe from that perspective as well, because every man's tool can be another man's weapon. That's a saying out there. So we have to be careful about AI. We'll see
Yeah,
what
I
the
would
future holds.
agree. That's like the latest kind of the theme that's going around is, there was some talk about, should we stop the development of AI because it's going so fast and it could become very dangerous for us. And I think that that's something that all of us have to be concerned about, especially my background's in cybersecurity. And when I think about how much smarter the hackers can be, or anyone who's spamming you, anyone who's using, malicious emails, stuff like that. Now, the way we used to catch a bad email was through misspellings and bad grammar and stuff like that. And now, you can utilize tools like ChatGPT and say, write me a you could say, I'm a bank, write me a professional sounding email to this, to a customer to get them to change their password or to check their account. And that can sound very, very professional. And so it can be very scary. People are already really being taken advantage of with cybercrime. So at the same time, these tools also give our cybersecurity experts the ability to move even faster at developing, making sure that we're developing safety measures to detect these sorts of things. So there's definitely considerations on both sides. I love that. The reason that we're starting out, first of all, we're starting out the summit with, really talking about the future of AI and what this can look like. We've got app stores coming. There's so many cool things coming. The way we utilize our devices is going to completely change over the next, just even, I would say, year. In 5 years, it's going to completely change. This is really revolutionizing everything. So it's really important for us to think about the future. The other thing is AI changes so quickly, as you were saying. That's why we've designed the summit, so that we're just talking about kind of broader topics in terms of, how could you use images in your business? How could you use content? What are the different tools? What are the ways you should be thinking about this from a broader level, so that these things that we're going to be talking about can help you become informed about the ways in which you can use this technology. And that way, the tool that you use to do it doesn't necessarily have to be ChatGPT, or doesn't have to be a specific tool. It's more about having that knowledge of how does this technology work? How will it change? And how can you utilize it across your business and in your personal life to make things easier, but also be aware of those things that could happen that could also maybe fool you, like, the cybercrime that is going to become even more difficult to deal with over the next year as well. So, and that's why we're also doing panels, and having people on panels, because it's great to hear different speakers who are experienced working with different technologies talk with each other and answer our attendees' questions, so that we really get a good feel for, wow, there's many different ways to look at this. So very excited to have you guys at the summit. Very excited to see you there. Very excited, Marcel, to have you as a panelist and help us really, just bring out all of these various aspects of this new technology. So we hope you guys will join us May 24th and 25th online. And you can just visit us over at amazingathome.com/AI. And I'm pretty sure you can find a special discount code somewhere in this post. So check that out. Take advantage of that. Plus, we have early bird pricing right now. So we hope to see you there. Thank you, Marcel, for nerding out with me today. And we'll see you soon at the summit.
See everyone there. Yeah, looking forward to it.